So you know how it is when you're driving down the road sometimes and you come across a farm and way out in the field there's one tree standing and there's usually cows under it? Well, today I'm the cow standing out here under this tree. Hello, it's Mark Boehmig, Michael Saunders and Company, and in this channel, Living in Lakewood Ranch, we cover all the areas around Lakewood Ranch, from Bradenton down to Sarasota, and from Siesta Key up to Anna Maria Island. So if you've watched any of my previous videos on the market update, you know it's kind of been a challenge to try and actually get the real area of Lakewood Ranch, and the reason is because Lakewood Ranch is a town and not a city. Bradenton is our closest city, so a lot of the MLS data populates as the address is Bradenton, so when you go in and look at Lakewood Ranch, the sales don't populate. So it's a little bit misconstrued for a good informational standpoint. So the MLS has added something called tubular statistics. So what I've done is I have drawn a map around Lakewood Ranch, which you can see right here. So now what I can do is go in and pull the statistics from what's happened from the previous month. The downfall to this is I don't get good history, so I have to do this for this month, and then I go back and compare it to last month, and then I go back and compare it to the year before, so I can see what the trend is for the market for the Lakewood Ranch area. I did that today, and I went back 5 years, so I could see what was it going on here in 2019, then what went on in 2023, and then what went on last month, and then what went on this past month. So we're going to be talking about what's going on here in Lakewood Ranch as of May of 2024. The number of active on the market in May was 499 homes. Out of those, 114 went pending, and we had 177 that were sold. Now in April, we had 172 sold, so those are basically the same. A year ago, we had 151 sold, and then in May of 2019, we had 98 homes sold. So from May of 19 to 5 years ago, we went from 98 to 114. So I'd say that the market here is still pretty strong. So in May of 2024, the average list price was $872,098. The average sold price was $853,807, and the median sold price was $695,000. So how does that compare to last month? So in April, the average list price was $860,287,000. The average sold price was $840,187, and the median sold price was $680,551. So what about a year ago? So are prices going up? Are prices going down? 1 year ago, average list was 904,000. Average sold was 884,000, and the median sold was $678,000. So we've got an average sold of 884 a year ago, and then an average sold last month of $853,000. So we're pretty steady, but that is down slightly. What about 5 years ago? May of 2019, average list price was $551,000. Average sold was $530,000, and the median sold was $431,000. So that is an increase of 62% over the last 5 years had you bought a house here in 2019. What about days on market? So the days on market for May were 52. So we have an average days of 52 days on market, and the list price to sell price ratio is 98%. Now, if you look at back some of the previous videos, those usually were hovering around 93 to 94% average list price to sell price ratio. But the reason that this is at 98 is because now we're including new construction. So the price that it goes into MLS at is the price that it was sold for. So there is no differentiation between the average or the sold price and the list price from the new construction standpoint. So that's skewing the numbers a little bit higher. I went and pulled the regional market statistics like I normally do for the Lakewood Ranch area, and it was 93% list price to sold price ratio. What about months of inventory? Well, right now we have 2.81 months of inventory, so that's not a lot of inventory. What about price per square foot? Well, in May of 2024, the average price per square foot was $331.71. April, it was $333. In May of 2023, it was $344. And in May of 2019, it was $196 a square foot. So that is a decrease of about 4% over the year, but it's about 59% increase over the last 5 years. So I hope this market update has given you some insight as to what's going on here in the Lakewood Ranch. I get a lot of clients that are sitting on the fence. They're waiting to buy. They're not ready to buy yet because they think that the market is going to slow down. It already has slowed down. We have a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines now, and I think most of that is due to the interest rates. But my question is how are the prices in the market going to do? It's the unforeseen circumstances that usually come back to get us in the long run that we don't predict, such as a COVID-type crisis that makes the market shift in one way or the other. Who knows if it's going up? Who knows if it's going down? But I do know this, you have to have a roof over your head, and home ownership is usually the best way to do it. Even if you're renting and you're throwing that money away, it could still be going into putting value into an investment like a home. So I hope you found this video helpful. I will put some information in the links in the description below if you want to see how I gathered this data, and I will put all of the notes on a flip book so that you can see how I arrived at the market data for this month. Mark Boehmig, Michael Saunders and Company.